Hello there, everybody. This is Chef Mario from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Welcome to this week's episode. I hope you're excited to learn about a new dessert. And the interesting part about this dessert is we're going to use a free food product that's given to us all around us here in Pennsylvania that you can learn to utilize, incorporate into this dessert. And it's a great, healthy way to start your fall here in Pennsylvania. Come on back in a few minutes. I'll show you how it's done.
Are you drowning in IRS debt and not sure what to do? Have years of unfiled returns? Are you receiving threatening letters? Is your paycheck being garnished? Your bank accounts frozen? Or even worse, is the tax man knocking at your door?
Jim Corvino here at Corvino & Verwise. We help people resolve tax problems every day. For over 40 years, and additionally, being certified tax resolution specialists, we set ourselves apart from other resolution firms. Regardless of how much you owe or how many years have not been filed, we can help you resolve your problem.
Back here at the kitchen with Chef Mario here in Pennsylvania, and I'm real excited to show you this episode. You know how we like to try to, show you different things, natural things, talk about your health, talk about something unique that's indigenous to Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley. Well, here it is. This is a good episode for that. How many of you folks have ever seen these laying around in the park or maybe in your backyard, or as you're meandering down a walkway somewhere and you trip on these pesky little green mini baseballs? You turn your ankle on them. Sometimes you're mowing the lawn and you're running these things over. It kicks it up and hits your car and dents it. They seem to be like everywhere, and they're black walnuts. These black walnuts, what a unique product. Indigenous to predominantly North America. It's called Juglone negra in the Latin, and that's black walnut in the Latin. That's the species, and it's a fabulous fruit. And I'll tell you, if you ever use nuts in your cooking and all, whether it's pecans or walnuts, these are the Cadillac of nuts in terms of nutrition and taste, etc. All the other stuff is good, but this is right in your backyard. I want to share with you how to use these little pesky critters here in your cooking and why it's so important. So what I've done is, recently I bought a piece of property up in Bushkill, PA, and to my surprise, there's over 15 black walnut trees. So there is an abundance of these black walnuts, and I said to myself, oh my word, we have to use these things. They're a gift from God, they're great, and they got nutritional value, there's an abundance of them. Let's look into them and let's use them. So here we are. Here's the black walnut in various stages. This is just about a freshly picked walnut. You want them green and plump and ripe like that. This is kind of how you want to harvest them. This is after 3 to 5 days or a week laying on the ground. They sort of take on the atmosphere, the moisture, and nature sort of takes its course in the decomposing process. This is the black walnut as it's harvested and de-hulled, if you will, where we take the outer coating off, and then we wash them, we scrub them, and we let them sit for a period of time, a week or two. So if you see my hands are black, it's not because I'm working on transmissions. I've been working with black walnuts, and they are, by the way, a very staining process. So here, let me just show you real quick over here how the black walnut kind of looks, in respects to the inner parts of it, and there's a reason why a lot of people don't harvest them, because they're a lot of work, and you can come and see that there's an outer hull over here, and there's several ways to remove this outer hull. You could cut them like an avocado, but it just depends on what stage of the decomposing they're in, and you're gonna get this outer hull off here. This is the part right here, this brown part that that is very staining. And it's a nuisance if you get it on your fingers and your hands right there. And you come over here and you want to wash the nut as best as possible and get that brown staining off, or that liquid. And this is kind of how it transitions into that bowl of nuts over there. But this right here, this brown part, is actually used in organic or natural hair dyes, and there's a lot of medicinal aspects about making a tincture and various pharmaceuticals and vitamins. So much to learn about black walnuts. I don't think we can cover all that in this episode, but I just want to let you know that there's a purpose for them, and there's a really good reason for the black walnuts. So with that said, today we're going to use the black walnuts in a dessert. Real quick, I got things pre-measured. I'm not going to waste a lot of your time. And we're going to tell you about how I decided to use black walnuts and make a black walnut zucchini bread using these coveted black walnuts. There you go. There they are after I've harvested, several dozen of them and got various chunks of these nice rolled nuts. I've let them dry, for a few days or so, covered up, and get the moisture out of them. You can toast them and roast them, but here's the final product. If you want to buy these, they'd be about $15 a pound, almost double of what our English walnut family friend would cost you in the supermarket. But again, much higher in nutritional aspects than the English walnut, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So right now we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to show you how to get the nut out of this shell, because it is not an easy thing to do, but there's a way you can do it without injuring yourself and without taking your whole day to get a few handful of nuts. Back in a minute.
Hi, my name is Matt Flounders, and I attended St. Michael the Archangel School. I've now gone on to the University of Pittsburgh to study neuroscience. At this point in time, I'm a neuroimaging data analyst at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. Something that really triggered this foundation and has built up my current life, started at St. Mike's, was this inherent desire or curiosity that I have for all kinds of new things. I remember specifically in 3rd grade, I learned all about Spanish, and this was my first and earliest exposure. This is something that I think fostered an innate desire and curiosity in going forward in my career. So thank you, St. Mike's, for offering me that.
Looking for the best price on a mattress? Shop Mountain Mattress. Looking for the perfect mattress that fits your body? Shop Mountain Mattress. How about a Maxi Comfort lift chair? Shop Mountain Mattress. Or a Golden Companion scooter to get you anywhere? Shop Mountain Mattress. Mountain Mattress is located at 583 Morristown Drive in Bath, PA. Mountain Mattress is where friends send friends. Always shop Mountain Mattress, where the customer is always on top. Whether you're building a new home or upgrading your current one, your living areas become the center of your family's activities. And with RKA Construction, you can have exactly what you want. With over a decade of experience building quality custom homes in the Poconos and Lehigh Valley, we offer a wide range of custom home designs and options to meet all our clients' unique building needs. Visit us online or give us a call today.
Okay, we're in the workshop here, not the best place to be food prepping, but in this case we improvise, and I wanted to show you, I tried to crack these walnuts with various methods, call it pliers, traditional nut crackers. I mean, if you want to go this route and sit here and bang on these nuts and risk the chance of banging your fingers and having nuts go everywhere, I've done all that. I've learned a lot in 2 weeks on working with these nuts. It's not going to work because you're going to have a lot of mess, but let's talk about the real way to crack nuts other than buying this huge commercial nut processor that costs $1,000. So we'll talk about that later. The trusty old vise in the basement. If your dad has one or grandpop has one, this is a great way, one, to get rid of the hull, and you'll see how it presses, on the green part of the shell. So that's what you're looking at there. You could do that twice, and you could almost extract, here in this case, we can extract the whole nut out, And again, we're going to wash, scrub, and then we're going to let them dry in an onion sack or on your counter for 2 weeks. That's really the preferred time. But once you've got to this step, the game's not over. You've got to come and you've got to get it out of here when it's dry and get yourself a nut product. But once it gets to this part, you're done, because the nut is decomposed inside. There's like a fermentation process that happens that even the squirrels won't even touch them after this. So you don't want to get to this part here where it really blackens up. But let's see what we can do here with just a nut. If we put point on point and we bring our vise in gently, and you're going to cup the nut under your hand and you're going to watch it crack. It should come in 4s, hopefully. That's the goal, is to get it in quarters. So in this case, we've got, that's a pretty good size there. There you go. That's what you're looking for, that part right there, that white substance. It's a little on the raw side, so we're going to try another one. Remember, every nut is not going to yield what you want. Some nuts are really great, and some nuts are just stuff that you just throw away. It's kind of hit or miss. Now there's a hit right there, and that's what you want, that type of nut right there. So when you have the full, I call it the brain. It looks like a front lobe of a brain. Oh, there you go. It's nature's cracking open for us. This is, look at that. That's the hunk you want right there. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, the squirrels go nuts for this stuff. But at any rate, this is what you're looking for in these. We'll try one more just for giggles. I love doing this, actually. People think I'm crazy, but if you have time and you're into like processing something for free and you want to get value out of something, there you watch your eyes, because it can pop up. That's what you do. And that's how you get those pieces out. And you can use a pair of pliers, a little needle nose to clip away some of the members, or you can turn it sideways. You just got to experiment to see what you like to do. In this case, there we go. Look at that. Another beautiful nugget right from Pennsylvania, black walnut style. Now let's take these nuggets, let's go upstairs, and let's make this great black walnut bread.
Hi, I'm Cliff with ABE Car Care Center. 2 locations here in Allentown, Tillman Street and South 5th Street. We do exhaust system work. People usually wait until it's fallen on the ground, dragging behind and making lots of noise. But there are telltale signs. Small exhaust leaks sound louder than normal, have a very distinctive sound. It's easy to get it looked at. And it's easier to get it looked at and fixed before it's dragging on the ground. And it doesn't always mean you got to change the entire exhaust system. A lot of times we can repair what's there. In this case, we have a broken flex pipe. This is a link between the engine and the rest of the exhaust system that allows the engine to roll as you're going down the road. This one's got a crack in it. Before it falls on the ground, we're going to cut it out and replace it.
You may have a great business, but if you want anyone to find it, you need search engine optimization. Over 90% of buyers searching Google never look past the first page of results. When you're on page 2, they'll never even see you. Yet, most companies that claim to offer SEO, they don't do the real work it takes to rank you on the first page. You pay hundreds or thousands of dollars monthly for SEO that gets you nowhere. SEO is complicated. When not properly executed, it can really hurt your business. It requires experience, ongoing maintenance, and most importantly, extensive research. First SEO Web gets results because our SEO is custom tailored to your specific products, services, and service area. We make it our business to grow your business by turning cyber shoppers into your clients. When you want guaranteed results, call First SEO Web for a free consultation.
Isn't it amazing how we've gone from here to here? I just showed you how to shell these difficult nuts in an easy fashion, but now we're going to use them nicely in our dessert dish here. So with that said, I think the next thing we need to do is to figure out how to put our zucchini in motion. So that's a pretty easy thing to do. We're going to get our zucchini. We need 2 cups of zucchini. So we're going to slice. Some people leave the skin on. I prefer not to. I don't know about you. I don't want zucchini skin in my bread. So we're going to remove that real quick here with one of these trusty zucchini strippers. Okay, I mean, you can get most of it off. You get the idea. There we go. Discard this into the trash. All right, so now you can take your zucchini in half. You can even quarter it if you will, but I mean, I will quarter it because it's on the large side. We're going to shred the zucchini. You can use one of these. They're like so. This is the consistency you're looking for. Sort of like shredded cheese. Again, my hands are black from handling the black walnuts. I didn't want you to think, again, I was working on the car before I did this episode. Anyway, back to the nutritional aspect of it. The omega-3 fatty acids in the black walnuts are off the charts, you know, compared to other nuts, whether it's walnuts or almonds or anything else that offers a similar quality, you know, and that's what makes this product, this fruit, they call it a fruit, very, very, very healthy and super medicinal. You know, the Native Americans used, you know, black walnuts for various reasons, and like I said, they're making a lot of advancements in respects to using black walnuts for medicine and other health aspects. But you know, one of the biggest issues with this black walnut is it has a compound in it. In this walnut right here, I'll put them there so you get the visual if you've just joined us, is a compound in it called juglone. I think I'm saying it right. It's probably French. And it's, I don't know if it's what type of compound it is, but it offers enormous antioxidant properties. But more importantly, it has a lot of antibacterial, antifungal, microbial property. Here you go, tongue twister. Microbial properties. So they're using a lot of black walnut medicine and things like that for treating candidas, you know, and things that build up bacteria in your body that affect your immune system. And they use black walnuts a lot in the natural realm. I don't know about in the traditional medical realm, but in the natural realm, they use it for a lot of skin irritations. They make a paste out of some of that walnut pulp I was telling you about earlier, that brown stuff that's so menacing in color. But they take that, they liquefy it, etc., and they use it for eczema. They use it for psoriasis and other skin disorders. So it has massive amounts of properties to it. So we've got 2 cups, and then some, of the shredded the shredded zucchini. Now we're going to go for our dry mixture. In our dry mixture, we have 3 cups of flour. We have 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. We have 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. We have 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then we have roughly 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Cinnamon always adds extra special flavor to it. And we're going to gently whisk those dry ingredients together so they're all blended nice. Okay. We're going to set this aside for a second. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of dried fruit, combination of raisins and cranberries, etc. As soon as we get our little kitchen gadget situated over here, I'm going to use the world famous KitchenAid. Put your paddle on first and raise up, open the hood. There you go, she's on snug. Put your bowl in place. Tell you, if you have one of these, it is really handy, because to mix all this by hand is more work than the average person wants to do. So now we're going to put our eggs in the batter We're going to use 4 eggs real quick. Shell's not included. Again, back to the black walnuts. It's amazing how you grow up your whole life, you look at those things and, oh boy, these things are they're really in my way. But those things really serve a purpose. And if you're fortunate enough to get the black walnuts on your property or allow someone to allow you to harvest them, you're really doing yourself a favor. So we're going to add, at this point, we're going to add the sugar. And we're going to turn the KitchenAid on. Oops. Sorry. We're going to put on low paddle. We're going to jump our sugar in there. Okay. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our oil. We need 1 cup of vegetable oil. In this case, I'm going to use sunflower oil. I think that's appropriate versus canola or what have you. So we're going to slowly drizzle that oil in there. Let it do its thing. And we're going to use our vanilla extract in a minute. We're going to put our flour mixture in. And we're going to zucchini blend at the same time, which is really important. So remember, we're using 2 cups of zucchini in total. Okay, so we're going to measure out 2 cups of zucchini, flatten it out, and we're going to zucchini that. And slowly mix your flour in with your zucchini. You kind of go back and forth with the 2. This way you don't overwhelm the system here. We're going to get another cup of zucchini. We're done with the zucchini, put that aside. We're going to finish off the flour mixture or our dry goods. By the way, no preservatives, no chemicals, nothing unnatural about this bread. I mean, depending on the quality of the flour that you're using, you know, you can really get crazy with variations of flour, and you can make it extra organic. And so now we're going to put the vanilla in. Can't forget the vanilla. And last but not least is going to be the dry fruit. And just gradually mix the dry fruit in there. Back to the nuts. Really important part of the nuts is you don't want them in gigantic pieces. You want them in small pieces. So we're going to go through the nuts about 10 seconds here, making sure that these various chunks are smaller. Now you can get a coffee grinder and you can use that in this instance, but it's not like I have a bucket full of them. It's just a handful of them here. So we're going to make sure the nuts are the right size. Our cement mixer is ready for the Italians here. All right. Then we're going to put our nuts in there. Real important part of the episode, by the way, is the nuts. That's the centrality of our mission here, is making sure we get those fatty acid omega-3 products right in there. "30 seconds or so, and she's just about ready. So we're going to take our gadget and turn it off, and then we're going to lift. We're going to lift there. I got a little bit of flour back into the action, but that's okay. Nobody's going to holler about that. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our little trusty pans. We're making 2 loaves here, so we're going to use 2 pans. Let me get a clean surface here real quick. I'm a little fussy about that. Okay. So I got these old school Pyrex pans from probably in the 60s, which I get them at flea markets, whatever. Whenever I find old stuff that's American made, I go for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some vegetable oil. In this case, that's sunflower oil, and we're going to grease, and we're going to grease and flour the innards, or the inner part, excuse me, not the innards, the inner part of the pan. And this is a nice method that keeps the bread obviously from sticking, and two, it gives it a nice outer crust, and the flour aspect. The flour aspect gives it that fresh baked look and crisp it up. So we'll start with that one there. Got my oven on 350, by the way, and the temp time for this thing is 1 hour exactly on 350, and you're going to get the perfect bread. And I almost forgot an important step. You got to flour that pan, and you let the flour sort of work its way around. You don't really spread it with your fingers because that puts pressure on the flour, believe it or not. And you don't want that because then the flour will clump. So once you're done with excessive flour, you release it from the pan and then discard it. So in this situation here, take out this. We're going to pour right into here. Don't worry about that flour, that'll mix it nice. And we're going to split it up between, this makes 2 loaves, by the way, this batch recipe I gave you. So we'll get this first one going. That's about right there, it's half. Where's your spatula when you need it? So that's, look at that, we almost don't even need to do anything to that. So we're going to just level it out. Now in due time, that those ingredients are going to help this cake to rise. I've got it on 350 right now. We're going to go right in the oven. We're going to come back in a few minutes, show you a finished product, and end this awesome segment about this gift from God called Black Walnuts, Pennsylvania style. Chef Mario.
Hello, I'm Jeff Wilson with J. Wilson Enterprises Incorporated, your slate roofing specialist. I've got a tip for you. The sun is basically your enemy with a slate roof. The sides of your roof that get the brunt of the sunshine will deteriorate quicker than those that are shaded. Give us a call. We can come out and do a free evaluation.
Hi, my name is Madison Faust. I graduated from St. Michael's in 2014. St. Michael's taught me how to serve and the importance of serving my community. I then went on to high school at Allentown Central Catholic. I graduated in 2018. I'm now at West Point serving my country. I plan to have a career in the Army in aviation. St. Mike's taught me how to serve and established a foundation of service, encouraging me to follow this path. Thank you, St. Mike's.
Mario back in the kitchen. Let's see how this delicious Pennsylvania-made black walnut zucchini bread with dried fruit. Let's see how it's doing here. Looks like it's about done. The only way to really test it is to take our little trusty, in this case, you can use a toothpick or a meat thermometer. In this case, it's long and pointy. It goes in the middle. If you've got stuff that's sticking on it, gooey stuff, you know you're not done. In this case, it looks like there's nothing on there. So the bread is ready. Be careful, it's nice and hot. And then what we're going to do, in this case, if you want to avoid this crowning effect, when you take it out of the oven, you know, you could put it on its top and let it sit, and it'll flatten itself out. Oh, my word. That was good. Hold on, it's a little hot. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there you go. Nice little black walnut bread, Pennsylvania Dutch style. Let me get a nice little plate here so I can at least put a piece on it and see how she came out. You know, I guess I could cut it in the middle. The middle's the best piece. That's where you get the full flavor of. There you go. Beautiful hearty bread on the inside there. And black walnuts. And now we're going to get a nice little thin piece like this. Bring her down. Put her on the plate. You can do one of two things when it's warm like this out of the oven. It's the best. You can either put a piece of butter on it like this, or you could put your world famous Pennsylvania Dutch apple butter on there. Either way makes for a tasty treat for after dinner at night when you're watching TV, or early in the morning with your coffee. What a great product we've been given, this black walnuts, and how we can use it in our everyday cooking. I hope you've enjoyed this segment of Chef Mario in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and I look forward to seeing you next week with our new and exciting episode. And I hope you have a great week. God bless you, and God bless America. Take care.